Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Europa Universalis 4, where we are playing as Port Royal. And things are going pretty well, actually. We have taken the parts of the Caribbean that I really wanted. We have vassalized Tortuga and have given them most of the island here. We have vassalized New Providence. They still only own the Bahamas, but I might try to give them some more. Maybe like the Turks and Caicos Islands and maybe some of the islands down here. I definitely want to build up their power base, though. We've also taken a couple of strategic locations throughout the Americas, which are allowing us to raid a lot more places. And we have got the Canary Islands over here, and most recently, the Isle of Man, which means that we can now raid Britain. So I'm rather happy with how things are going in those terms. I would like to get a little bit more control over Africa and maybe try to get some trade posts over towards India. But at the moment things are pretty good. It is 1715. We are not making a huge amount of money from what I remember. I don't think that's actually... maybe it is accurate. Well, we need to let it tick over and then we'll be able to recalculate. Because I remember having money problems. Particularly because... oh no, we have no debts. So maybe we won't. Well, let's unpause and see what happens. Nope, apparently we are not having money problems. Cool. You guys are drilling. We could raise some additional forces, and we probably should as more manpower becomes available. Although manpower is kind of our problem at the moment. That's what's going to be stopping us from declaring more wars. Right. We've just finished the war against France, Britain, and Portugal. All at the same time, and we won. All of them. Though I think the war against France was... white peace? No, they paid us, because we took Paris. I remember now. So, how long are the truces? I think that's going to be the most important question right now. Probably just go to each country independently and find out that way. So truce with you is until... well, it's only 3 years, oh dear. Truce with you is 7 years. Then the truce with you is... a month. No, 2 months. Okay, so war with Portugal is quite likely. So let's just have a quick look at the naval situation. Right, we just started mothballing a bunch of ships, I remember now. So we have the battle fleet, which is not mothballed and is ready for duty, and then we have the mothballed fleet, which are these guys. We are currently gaining sufficient sailors. Okay, cool. So I am very tempted to go after Portugal, and we might just seize the whole of the Caribbean, frankly. I know I've been kind of trying to put that off, but I have a feeling that's the way things are going to go. We could also declare war on Minorca. Although that would then... that would bring Aragon in against us in the future. I mean, there are reasons to go to war with Aragon. I would very much like to secure Panama, so that I can build the canal there at some point. I would very much like to secure some of their islands down here, and I would really like to have the Turk and Caicos Islands so that I can give them... sorry, the Turks Islands, so I can give them to the Bahamas. But that's a lesser concern. And in fact, going off to the Caribbean's a bad idea, because the other thing that happened at the end of the last session is we found out that we do actually have a land limit. So playing as smugglers, we are limited to 20 territories. So we may well want to start creating some client states. And did we not already do that? No. Yes. Yes, we did. These are client states, and I'd probably turn those into client states too. And eventually these, because remember, trade... oh no, these actually flow into the Caribbean, but this flows away. So anything further north is useless to us. And similarly, anything in Europe is kind of useless to us. So we could actually turn like some of these into client states too. Portugal in North America now, I just don't approve of that. Yeah. And South America. I mean, Portugal has had a pretty good run of it when it comes to creating colonies. Because Castile's been so pathetic this game. And Aragon has been pretty close friends with Portugal, though not anymore. Portugal's allied to the Netherlands. The Netherlands having a pretty good one. Although I think the Netherlands have only just starting to get explorations. They are super duper late into the exploration game. And I suspect too late, actually. There's no coastline. Wait, that's Moroccan? Huh. So Morocco also trying to join the colonial race. But everyone's too late. Way too late. There's the Netherlands. Okay, so the Netherlands is trying to get to India, is how I'm reading that. Fair enough. Grand shipyards completed. Right, that was the other thing I was doing. Is my naval force limit is actually titchy. And we could really do with some more. So we were spending our money building grand shipyards so we could expand our naval force limit. But it's not cheap. Alright, that's the truce with Portugal gone. Now, the thing with that is... That's not good. Imperialism is now a thing. Which means that basically any colonial power can declare a war on us at any point. We could go up in Diplotech, and I think we probably ought to. That does give us access to 3-deckers, which is the final ship. So at that point, we can just upgrade everything and then be done with it. The only other one after this is the Great Frigate. Okay, well, I guess we're going to be upgrading ships rather than building ports. We need quite a lot. Well, let's upgrade Sant Antonio. What were they? And the Triton. Because if anything should be heavy ships, it should be those two, let's be honest. Upgrade. 92 ducats. And then also the Santo Miguel. Which I think I'm also going to add to this fleet, actually. So that all 3 of my captured flagships can be serving in my battle fleet. And then the other thing I just remembered, between episodes, is I'm currently converting stuff, and that is completely pointless. Religious unity is irrelevant to me. Heretic and heathen provinces do not give us any penalty to religious unity because of our religious apathy. We just don't care. Oh, we're going to have some separatists soon. In Barney. Where now? Oh, here. Have some autonomy. And then what I can do is I can just drop these guys on Barney, which means that there's not going to be an uprising there. And still have them drilling. Claims fabricated. Portuguese Mexico is definitely rattling a couple of sabers. Imperialism against Nuremberg. I'm sure that's going to be a big issue. Coring is a thing that we do need to do. And we do still have some war exhaustion. So as soon as that war exhaustion's bled off, then that's going to be good. Privateers gained 31 ducats. Fleet in Castile and Brazil carried a total of 100. Where was that? Seville? Yeah. And we could really be doing with a lot more pirating. So let's double check where our ships actually are functioning right now. So we have the pirates, which are actually really poorly named. I'm going to call this Caribbean, because it's confusing. Then the privateers are the actual pirates. I'm going to call them pirates. Oh, and you have a bunch of older ships too. Battle fleet's the war fleet. You're the second part of the war fleet. And you're the third part of the war fleet. Yeah, I have a lot of heavy ships. Do I really need this many? Yes, I do. Did I do a custom nation or a pre-scripted empire in a later start? Neither. This is actually a continuation of my Aragon game, but as soon as the 3 pirate republics spawned, I switched to them. It's one interesting looking Europe. Yeah, things have definitely happened, and I've had very little to do with it. Like, even playing as Aragon, I was going mostly for the Middle East. Oh, and Genoa. I did go for a bit of northern Italy, that's true. But, like, Germany, Burgundy still existing, that's nothing to do with me. The Knights, expanding even further out. Hell yes! And Russia. Come on, Knights. Take on Russia. So the Knights are AI done. Yeah, they are. So there is a little bit of a backstory to that. Me and the Ottomans were a rival for a very, very long time, and I declared a lot of trade wars against the Ottomans, basically using them as a massive bank from which to fund my Aragonese exploits. And because the Ottomans were so weak, Venice declared war. Venice was allied to the Knights. Venice, being a merchant republic, couldn't take all the territories that they'd conquered, so they gave them to the Knights. And then from that point, the Knights just continued to expand. Like, the Knights were given maybe this. Everything else is down to them. So the Knights have had a great game, and I frankly couldn't be prouder. Okay, I'm making tons of money just stealing privateer stuff. Right, let's get rid of the 3. No, let's just take out half. So now I just need to upgrade these guys, and that's going to cost me 230. Cool. Why am I making so much money? It scares me a little. Newfoundland has made me a rival. Reasonable. Hey, Charles. And there we are. All of the regular fleet is now upgraded. And led by the enigmatic Mary Read herself, who I believe is my Grand Captain. She is indeed. Having taken over from Blackbeard. Piracy is a dangerous business, but smuggling can carry just about as much risk if the proper precautions are not taken. Our smugglers make their profits by purchasing stolen goods from pirate crews and selling them on for profit in legitimate markets. It's good for business. Gain a level 2 trader. And I would be totally down for that, because actually Edward Yeats is the same price. I'm going to go for the trade efficiency, because I do kind of need money right now. I may eventually end up promoting him to level 3 as well. At which point I think he's going to be the same price as Jormi. Or Huami, or whatever his name is. Admin, level 25. I've caught up in every single category. Hell yeah. And the next one's going to be another idea group, which I'll need to think about. So one of the ones which I'd kind of forgotten was really good for us is espionage. It comes with embargo efficiency, it comes with privateer efficiency. Didn't those used to be 50% each? I'm sure they used to be 50% each. No, that's the policy. Which I think I'm already running. I am. Who was that one? Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. But still, having extra privateer efficiency would be very, very nice. And I think I may also spend some of this military power just deving stuff. Yeah, I like it. Although I must remember to also dev up my gold mines. Because I like gold. But it is kind of expensive. Right, I can make some states. I don't want to make states. States are what got me into this trouble in the first place. I would, however, really like to make this a core. That's one thing I do need to remember to do. Is Tortuga my vassal pirate nation? Yes, all of the other pirate nations are my vassals. They did start out independent and I decided to confederate them. For our mutual protection, I'm sure you understand. They pay me a dividend, I let them raid stuff. It's just good business. Charles, you might want to ask that in the community section. There are usually people up for playing. On Discord. And I think there is another game being organised at the moment, actually. Yay! More money! Lovely. Alright, those guys are all going to be upgraded. Now I just need to upgrade these. How much is that going to cost? 700. We can wait a little bit. Gaelic separatists. Oh, that's on the Isle of Man. That's not good. I would very much appreciate if you did not rise up. Thank you very much. Especially because I don't have my fortifications built there yet. Right, and the other thing I need to do is upgrade my centres of trade here in the Caribbean. Just to make sure that I'm getting the absolute pinnacle of money here. I mean, I'm making a fair amount. Naval force limit has increased a bit more. I need more frigates. Election in the Pirate Confederacy. We're going to keep Mary Read. And Bonnie has also appeared. Make her a 446. Yay. Golden era for culture. With peace in our country, the great musicians, artists and poets are rejoicing in the capabilities of entertaining their betters. Skill 2, stability cost. Ooh. And this guy is currently full price. Sweet. Let's make some more money. Which is going to allow me to upgrade both of you and still make a profit. Hell yes. That's what I like to see. How's my professionalism doing? It's still ticking up, slowly but surely. Oh no! Mary Read died. Mary Read has met the fate destined for most pirates, a brutal and untimely end. The crews have been called to assembly to elect a new Grand Captain. So again, we still have two famous pirates available that we could take. So we can get Calico Jack Rackham, who's a 244. Or we can get Anne Bonny, who's a 425. So your grand total of 10 points, your grand total of 11. So Anne Bonny is slightly better. So we can take Anne Bonny. And we got a free boat for it, which we will send... Oh no, we'll leave you here. Mothball. Group. I still need to upgrade these guys. Hey, Dutchy Gamer. I saw in Discord where you said I got invited to the Master of the Universalis but declined any particular reason. Yeah, I'm out of the country at the time, so I'm not going to be physically at my computer. I would have absolutely loved to have been able to do it, but I couldn't. Because you have to be there for the whole week, and I couldn't. I couldn't make the schedule work. Probably been asked many times what DLCs do I run. All of them. Paradox has been very kind and kitted me out with the whole number. The ascension of Anne Bonny has been less than well received by the Aragonese people. They consider her manners foreign and strange. While some distrust to a new ruler is only natural, it seems for the time being a new Grand Captain will mostly have supporters at court, where she surrounds herself with Rhenish friends from foreign lands. Great. So people are by default unhappy. Yay, another successful raid. But that's fine. With the Bill of Rights, And the positive stability, we're pretty well covered. Hey Jack, my day is all good so far. I spent a couple of hours before this just playing Overwatch and it was cathartic. I would like to upgrade you. One more. Nope. On mothball. Upgrade. And I'm going to let you repair to about 25%, then I'm going to mothball you again. The Castle of Man has been completed. Huzzah! And the Castle of Man will definitely need to be upgraded sooner rather than later. Right, so the other thing I wanted to do was modify Sunti. This was like a last minute, I need to leave now type thing. So, where's the customize subject? Here we go. Map color. Map color should be similar to ours, I think. Maybe the dark purple. I think that works. It sticks out. And the emblem needs to be something suitably piratey. Ship's wheel. That works. Background. Right, flag color. Hello, there we are. Black flag. And the emblem. Can I change the color of the emblem? No. That'll do. And then the names. This is going to be called... We've already got Port Royal, so I guess it's going to be Port Republic. Or Port Republican. People trying to find stuff out about us. Naughty. Alright, cores are being finished. I would love to state some of this stuff, but I just cannot afford to. Cannot afford to. Have I thought of doing another mega campaign? Someday I may do. The problem is they're just such huge time constraints. And longer series just don't do as well. Like, if we're talking pure economics on YouTube, one of the reasons I think Hearts of Iron is so successful is because the series are like a quarter of the length. It's a lot better to have four different series of 20 episodes than it is to have one series of 80 episodes. And also just the time investment. Like, new games are constantly being released, and being tied up for that amount of time in one series is difficult. But yeah, March of the Vikings was excellent. Like, I had so much fun doing that one. And to a lesser extent, Rise of Prussia too. I know that wasn't a classic what's it called? Mega campaign, but it was close. Stability drop, that sucks. I want to keep my stability up so that we can keep our fervor going. So I think it is going to be worth spending 139 to do that. Although I think it's also going to be worth spending some more points here to make sure that my gold mines are magnificent. And then to also spend purely on the basis of cost to build up our manpower. Because manpower was really where we were struggling before. And also just the more development we have, the higher our naval force limit will be. And we have money, which means that we can buy more grand shipyards. And at some point we could also really do with some universities. When's the Enlightenment due? Or is it already? It's already here, right, and I've already embraced it. So we don't need universities for that. We can just keep on investing in grand shipyards. In that case. And now, because so much of the world wants to declare war on us, I'm a little bit more reluctant to start my own. And also, we just need to let the manpower recover. Manpower is very nearly what cost us the war last time. Right, and I also want to upgrade the castle. How much is that going to put me back? A fair bit. There we go, truce with Britain's done. And all of these powers are kind of annoyed with me because I own a lot of their land. I could, however, do some colonial wars. Like, I've been very tempted to do one against New Valencia. Do I know if Imperator would be compatible for to march the Vikings from ancient Rome? No, probably not. Because there's going to be about 1,000 years between when Imperator ends and Crusader King starts. Imperator ends in like 100 AD or something like that. No, less. Like 40 AD, 50 AD. Anatomical theatre. Local doctors in maybe even earlier than that, actually. Might not even make it to AD. I'm not sure. Local doctors in Acapulco have begun to pay good money to study fresh corpses. No, I would like to gain innovativeness. Innovativeness is really useful. The flying shuttle. Edward de Berry, a local inventor from Jamaica, has patented a new design for a wheeled shuttle that he promises to revolutionize weaving by eliminating the need for a second person to catch the shuttle as it passes through the warp threads. While productivity is still limited at the rate at which the thread can be spun, already a major bottleneck in textile production, the shuttle is quickly spreading to weavers all over the country. Provinces that produce wool, cloth, silk or cotton are more likely to trigger industrialization. I don't think I actually have that many. Although dev cost in Jamaica just got a lot cheaper. Jamaica is one of the places that does do cotton. Oh, now that's another point actually. I should probably take a look to see where I have edicts. Like right now I've got dev cost in Havana, and Havana should really be trade power. And all of these can be turned off because they are just on defensiveness. That's going to save us even more money. I just need to remember to make them defensive again when we go to war. Nice. Being embargoed by everyone. That shouldn't matter. Although they're probably getting their colonies to embargo us as well, but we have such a huge amount of trade power here. Who are my rivals? Because I could certainly be embargoing them. Okay, so Portugal is rivaled. I could rival France, and I could rival Britain. And you know what? I'd kind of like to. So Portugal can be rivaled. Can be embargoed. Issue embargo. And then I'm going to go, hey, buddies. Dudes. I would love for you to start embargoing my rivals. Thank you so much. How are you in debt? Sure, I'll pay that off. And I'll offer you knowledge sharing too. And Tortuga is now disloyal. I cannot allow that. So I shall invest in your development. Although I'm going to double check to see if this is going to cost more. Like, improving the development of vassals, I think is more expensive. but I'm not seeing any cost improvement here.